How do you feel about the new format of this event with 2 time controls being played in the same day?
I think it's fun. I think Tony is always thinking to spice it up and to make it interesting. I generally love this tournament because the double knockout is a really good idea, and I think a lot of tournaments just understood how good it is, and they started employing it everywhere. So it's exciting.
Well, it's interesting. I myself prefer it to be the same format, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. I just like when things don't change. But it's for sure exciting. I'm very grateful to be part of this tournament. I still don't know 100,000% what the new format is, but basically, we'll see how it turns out.
It's very interesting, especially because you kind of switch time control from game 1 to game 2. So you're playing both classical and rapid at the same day. So that could be a little bit tricky. But I think it's also a little bit more exciting for the fans because like last year is with a few matches, like both classical games ended in a draw without much fight, and then players just proceeded to play tie breaks. This year it's just not possible because you have to play a rapid game after the first classical game, and then you actually have a more clear situation, like going into the second classical game. What is it? What's happening in the match, and probably you're not going to force a draw.
Yeah, the format's very interesting. Usually it's 2 classical games, and if it's tied, we then play rapid. But this time it's kind of like you have to show off your skills at different time controls at the same time. So even if you don't do well in one of them, you can come back in the other. So, I don't think it's ever been done before, so it's a first, and it's going to be exciting.
I think it's fine. It's interesting. We won't know until we see it happen, but I've sort of always thought that classical chess is a bit too slow, which I think a lot of other people share that sentiment, but I think the solution is not to chop it all the way down to rapid chess, and I very much like the idea of having somewhat faster classical chess, and I think this will be fantastic.
I actually really like the format. I've never seen it where it's like classical and rapid on the same day, especially. Like not even just myself having played, but just seeing any tournament like that. And I think it's really interesting. I'm a little bit worried that I won't be able to concentrate in the second game because I'll be already thinking about the first game, or I'll be tired or something. But I think it definitely makes it more exciting, and yeah, I think it's a good format.
Yeah, it's a bit unusual. It can lead to maybe some strange results. I think we might see that. It's a bit of an experiment, I have to say. So I'm never opposed to experiments, especially when we're not, playing for, let's say, the World Championship or something. A tournament like this, it's a good place to experiment a bit with the format and see what works and what's exciting. But yeah, it's interesting. I like in general the mix of classical, rapid, blitz, and so on. I don't know if I would have formatted it this way, but we'll see. It definitely will be a fun event, and generally speaking, usually you get the most deserving winner, regardless of the format. Usually you get the player who's in best form winning the event.